Hey guys, it's JC here with another video for you. As you guys know, I have the Canon EOS M6 that I use mainly for vlogging because of the size. It's very compact, very lightweight, and obviously it has a very good image quality. When vlogging, I use the 11 to 22mm, which is, in my opinion, the best lens for you when vlogging because it's quite wide. At 11mm, it gives you a very nice framing, and at 22, something when you want to cause a little bit of a dramatic look, so you can always switch from one to the other. I love this pair of lens. The only thing that I wish it had was a better aperture, because this lens starts at 4. I think it starts at 4.0 and goes up to 5.6, which means that when you zoom into 22mm, it goes down to 5.6, which is not very great in low light situations. Fortunately, I usually vlog during the day, so there's a lot of light, which is basically enough to get a good image. So this lens is one of my favorites and I love it very much. But you guys also know that I have the 22mm 2.0. I always wished I could vlog with that lens because of the aperture. I already tried to vlog with it, and even though the image is so beautiful, so sharp, so crisp, it's still not giving me enough because my face is basically filling up the screen. And when you are vlogging, you cannot hold the camera so far away from you because otherwise you would walk like this looking like an idiot. So you usually want to have the camera a little bit here and make it a little bit more personal, your contact with your audience, but at the same time you want to show a little bit more of the place you're in, and the 22mm is too narrow for that. So I found something on the internet, which is the wide lens converter, and I thought maybe if I would get a wide converter and put it on my 22mm, maybe that would give me more room to vlog. And guess what? It does, and you are looking at it right now. This video is being filmed entirely with the 22mm 2.0 using the wide converter. And this is why you are seeing so much right now. And the camera is right here. Look, I can touch the camera, I can touch the lens, and it's very close to me, which means that you can vlog with this lens if you have the wide converter on it. So let's remove it and see what the lens really looks like. So, believe it or not, I'm sitting at the same right position as before, and here is the wide converter that I was using. So look what happens when I place this in front of the lens. Look at that. No converter with the converter. No converter with the converter. As you can see, this little thing that cost me around 20 bucks is amazing. It's made of high quality glass. It says digital high definition. Look at this, digital high definition. And this cost me only 20 bucks. And it also comes with a macro lens. So once you remove this one, you can actually use only the macro lens, which is this one, and you can take pictures of things from very close. Enough with this narrow thing. Let's put this back on. And there you go. Look how much room I get. And if I want to walk around with the camera like this, I can. And I can use it for vlogging. I actually decided to go outside in the park a little bit just to film a little bit for you because it's a beautiful day and I wanted you to see this lens working outside.
We've been acting out for days, nothing to deny. Roll up because it goes through the...
So here I am next to my house in my favorite park. As you guys can see, it's a beautiful day today, and we are testing this wide lens converter that is supposed to make my vlogging with the 22mm a little bit easier. As you guys can see, the sun is so bright. I can't believe that we're having this day today. It's so beautiful, and it's actually quite warm. I should have put something a little bit lighter. Let's see what is in here.
Out of the good days, breathing, we are catching fire.
Guys, this is so beautiful. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Fire, 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 fire.
So here I am. I found a very nice place. There's a bench here. There was nobody, so I decided to take over. The weather is amazing, and as you guys can see from this vlogging setup, you have this blurry background. And how am I getting that effect? Well, that is possible because of the lens that I'm using. The lens that I'm using is the 22mm 2.0, which means that because it has a very wide aperture, so you're able to get this beautiful blurry background, which we call bokeh. And this is actually not possible when you have lenses like the 11 to 22mm, because they started f-stop 4.0. And when you have the aperture that is not so wide, then you cannot get that blurred background. But the problem with the 22mm, which is the one that I have on the camera now, is that it's actually very narrow. So for instance, the frame that you are having, that you're seeing at this moment, would not be possible without the wide converter. So I'm going to take the wide converter out, and you're going to see how the 22mm actually looks like. Now, as you can see, this is the 22mm without the converter. As you can see, it's very, very narrow, so it's almost impossible for you to vlog with this lens, because usually when you're vlogging, you have the camera very close to you, and in order for you to actually get a lot in frame, you need to distance yourself like quite a bit. And if I'm sitting, for instance, if I have the camera this far away from me when vlogging, I'm gonna have to have my arms totally stretched out. So that's where this wide converter comes into place, and this is very handy. As you can see, this is the converter. Here we have the macro, just in case you need to take some macro pictures. And here is the wide. So let's see now the difference with the converter. Look at that. That's with the converter, without the converter. With the converter, it's quite a drastic difference, you see? So it gives you a little more room for you to vlog with. And the autofocus works perfectly. Look at that. You see, it works perfectly well. Now, let's screw the converter back in the lens and let's walk around. Now, one thing that is very important for you to remember is that even when you have a lens with a wide aperture like this one, you still need to use the camera in manual in order for you to get the bokeh, because if you leave it in automatic, when you are in a bright situation like this one, there's a lot of sun here, so the camera will actually close the aperture a little bit more in order to make the scene looks good. But then, of course, it's just working on its own accord, and obviously if you leave it on automatic, it's not going to give you that blurry background. So let's turn the camera to automatic so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is the camera in automatic. As you can see, now there's no blurry background because the camera is trying to compensate with the light that is available here. So in this case, if you really want to have that nice and a blurry background, you have to go back to manual, because then when you are in manual, you can make sure that the camera has the aperture of 2.0 in order to create that effect. Let's go back to manual. So we're back to manual, and there you have it, the blurry background. Now let's walk around. This is so beautiful. Oh Oh my God, there's a little rabbit there. I wish I could film him. This is so beautiful.
Silent treatment ain't no cure, just making it harder. Keep on acting busy on your phone. I just wanna feel your touch, baby, can we stop this? Don't you wanna hold me anymore? Arguments spinning in circles, we're fighting for days, stuck in a phase. I think we're losing the reason. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames. Breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser. Go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days.
And we're back in the house. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and short review. I hope it was helpful for you to decide whether you need something like that or not. I am personally very happy with this wide converter because it's going to change my life when it comes to vlogging. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a fabulous day. Bye!
Days.